Well, welcome into a Commissioner's Cup Finals edition of the Coach Harry Show here from Little Italy and Roll Hall here on Carolina Thunderbirds TV. Brendan Reilly, head coach Steve Harrison, and Zach White with you here after this past weekend, or I guess last week, Carolina punches its third consecutive ticket to the Commissioner's Cup Finals. Guys, well, what a weekend it was. What a series it was for another year in a row against Columbus. Coach, just what a weekend your side able to, after going down 1-0 again, able to pull it out and come away with another double overtime victory.
Well, it really sounds nice when you say Commissioner Cups Finals and we're there again. And it was exciting. If the game's Friday, actually even Wednesday night's game, I thought it was a great hockey game. We didn't get the outcome that we wanted, but I thought from a hockey standpoint it was a very good game. And then Friday was even better. We got the outcome we wanted, and then Saturday I think was just the icing on the cake, to be honest with you, of how a good game should be played, and a great game by both sides. And we pulled one out, and we're here today.
Here today, indeed. Zach, great to have you back on here once again.
Yeah, it's fantastic to be here in Little Italy.
Zach, first playoffs for you in your professional career. You got 2 rounds in the books now. Only 1 loss, 4 wins, a couple series wins. How has it been being in your first playoffs here, and how has it been being in the playoffs with the Thunderbirds?
Yeah, it's cool. Obviously, fans being there is important, so it's nice to have a good amount of people there for us. Even in the away games, obviously Blue Ridge being kind of close, and then Columbus is not too far away, so it's nice that we did have some fans come down. Cool experience, never been a part of it. Trying to make a 1-for-1 experience here, so yeah, it's been interesting. It's been fun. It's been hard, but definitely happy to be in my first round playoff and then going all the way to the finals. So hopefully we can make it work.
You know, he talks about that, and you know, it's been spoken about in the NHL, or you know, guys have played over 1,000 games and never been in the finals or never been in the playoffs, and that, and it's an experience that, and we were just talking about the game, how it's different, even here where you know you play 56 games and the game's different now. All of a sudden, everything's a little tighter, everything's a little different, and there's more on the line. You can't afford a mistake here, a mistake there between game 1 and 56. It might cost you a game, but here now it might cost you a series. So it's an exciting time, and as I said, we're happy to push that ticket on Saturday and get to where we want to be.
Well, the Thunderbirds are back in the Commissioner's Cup Finals, and it starts this Friday, Game 1 against the Binghamton Black Bears at 7:35, and then at 6:05 on Saturday for Game 2 before the series shifts to Binghamton next weekend at 7 o'clock Friday, 7 o'clock Saturday, and then 6 o'clock games 4 and 5 next Saturday and Sunday if necessary. Tickets for this weekend are still available on Ticketmaster.com. You can also go to the box office arena, or the Fairgrounds Arena box office. We're just getting started here on the Coach Harry Show. It's been a little while.
Can you say that one phrase one more time?
Fairgrounds Arena box office. There we go. Come on, we missed last week. We're just getting back into the swing of things here on the Coach Harry Show. We'll take a look at games 1 and 2 against Columbus after this here from Little Italy.
Get into the swing of things at Tee It Up Indoors. Offering 3 simulators, over 11,000 virtual courses, lessons, club fittings, and a variety of snacks and beverages, Tee It Up Indoors is the place to go and work on your game. Call us at 336-285-7823 or visit our website at teeitupindoors.net.
Avis Cupcakes is once again a proud sponsor of the 24-25 Carolina Thunderbirds. And just like the Birds, they are a true fan favorite. Weddings, events, corporate, and more. Avis Cupcakes help you score and score. When the Birds are playing either home or away, stop by Avis and make your day. Win or lose, you'll cheer the same. Avis treats will sweeten every game.
Flo Cadillac is a proud sponsor of the Carolina Thunderbirds. Visit 1400 South Stratford Road for a free test drive. Or go online to flowcadillac.com to schedule a sales or service appointment.
Looking to exceed your real estate expectations? Meet Jennifer Sapp, passionate about real estate. Jennifer works with all clients because regardless of property value, every transaction is important to you, and that matters to her. She's been a proud sponsor of the Carolina Thunderbirds, supporting the community she loves. A consistent top producer, she's been helping people buy and renovate homes into their dream spaces. Call 336-782-3148 or visit jennifersapp.allentate.com.
We're back here on the Coach Harry Show from Little Italy here, leading up to the Commissioner's Cup Final starting this Friday. Brendan Reilly, the head coach, Steve Harrison, and forward Zach White with you here. It's time to get into the series against the Columbus River Dragons. What a series it was. We'll start with last week, Wednesday, going down to Columbus. Went down a day early, went down on Tuesday, able to spend the night in Columbus, get ready for game one there on Wednesday. But Coach, for you, for this organization, third straight year seeing Columbus in this round. For you, seeing Columbus second straight year in this round. What was the thought? What were you thinking heading into this series? What were you expecting?
Well, I think just the way the three games played out, I think that's what I was expecting. Hoping that if we played the way we can play, that the three of us would be sitting here today and not on the golf course. So I think nothing really surprised me of how they came out and how they played. As I said, the one thing that you think about everything as a coach, and the one thing I thought, we've beaten them 2 years in a row, and sometimes it's tough to beat teams 3 years in a row, and so as I said, the way the games were played and the way everything worked out, and the tension and the excitement and everything like that, I thought fit exactly what I thought it was going to happen.
Zach, what were your expectations going into the series from after you guys beat Blue Ridge? Did you care who you got in the second round? Did you want Athens or Columbus, or were you just ready to go to see who you guys have?
Yeah, I don't know if I don't know. I mean, I think I prefer Columbus just because we've played them. At least I've played them much more compared to Athens. 'Cause I don't really, know them as much as I knew Columbus, and even being down here earlier in my career, and I know kind of style that they play, right? So I figured it would be not easier, but be more understanding of what would happen. Did I think we were going to go into double overtime? No, but yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. Kudos to them. They played very hard, and it was a battle and a long grind of 3 games, but it's nice that we came out on top.
I think each team gave us a little bit different problem. I think Athens might be a little more explosive, but I think Columbus might have been a little bit better, more defensive. And I don't know how good defensively, but I just there was a few different quirks, I think, from one team to the next. As I said, I know Athens, when they kind of get going and they explode, they go pretty hard. And I think Columbus, they're more methodical. They're a little more like us. So and I agree with Zach. We hadn't seen Athens for. I think we played them early in January,
yeah.
and we went there with we kind of limped in there that day there when we played them. So as he said, I think we were more comfortable with Columbus, but as I said, both teams, I think, was going to be a great series. It was just a matter of who we hooked up with.
It was they're more well-rounded, I think, than Athens, whereas I don't think that their D are much stronger than their forwards, or their forwards are much stronger than their D, but they are definitely explosive, where Columbus is you know what you're going to get. They play the same way almost every time, where clearly, Athens, I kind of thought that they would blow them out. But I guess I don't know what happened, right? Whereas Columbus is well-rounded, they wanted to be in this position that they were in to kind of try to play us again. So we just kind of knew that coming in. So we figured maybe we'd see Columbus, but I think a lot of people thought we were going to see Athens. So
and we just brought it up. It's a different animal. 56 games is one thing. Game one of the series is a whole different animal, and some people respond, some don't. And as I said, I think Columbus, who have been in it together a long time. That might have given them a bit of an advantage. Not that Athens hasn't been around or in the playoffs, but they hadn't been there together as a group, because I think that's the first time they've all really played together. I think some guys might have played together, but Columbus was more, as I said, if you look from 3 years ago to this year, a little like us, probably 7, 8, maybe 9 guys have been in this series 3 times. So that might have been a little bit of a different factor too.
It seemed like in game one that there's, as always at the start of a series or a weekend, a little bit of a feeling out process. Both sides were trying to see what the other sides are doing. Zach, you were the one that ended up opening the scoring in the series, made it 1-0 there about 9 minutes into that first period. But outside of that, though, that first period, it doesn't feel like there was a whole lot generated really on either side.
Yeah, it felt like it was like we're not playing to lose, but like we're almost not playing to win either. And like you were saying, it was a feeling out period. Even in the last game, it was like it took a little bit to score, and for us at least, whereas they scored kind of a funky one on us. So yeah, I don't know. I think it was just one of those weeks where it's a long battle, and it's going to be more than just 3 periods of each game, right? So. Fortunate for us that we come out with a victory there, and even in overtime, same way. It's like you're not playing to lose, like you want to win, but it's also like you don't want to give something up. So when we were just talking about the goal, it was like almost a harmless play, and then Gus makes a great shot, and goalie's just maybe a touch out of position, and he ends up putting it in the back of the net. And I know we were all excited because I was exhausted. So I don't know how he did it. I don't know what happened, but I'm for sure happy that he scored that goal.
I was watching them and I was tired. So I know these guys probably should have been tired too. But yeah, no, I think, you get into playoffs and the score's 3-2, 2-1. The first game there was, we're talking about, it was 1-0 and actually you and I talked about it. We thought it was probably going to be a 1-0 hockey game, and unfortunately we made a mistake, and it was a 1-1 game. And then I think the game was kind of, I don't want to say taken out of our hands, but they kind of got an opportunity, and as I said, they took advantage of it.
Not many 5-on-3s in playoffs, so I've never seen anything like that.
No, I mean, you guys, in that third period, tie game, you get put on the penalty kill for 3.5 minutes straight, and you kill off 3:27 of it. It was just kind of a chaotic sequence in the slot in Mario's crease, and that ended up being the game winner there in game one.
It's hard to play there too, right? Like even on a Wednesday, like there wasn't that many people, but there was enough to make a difference in what's going on in the game, right? So they score one, and it's almost not a defeating feeling, but you're like, oh man, like it's definitely going to be hard to come back from a 2-1 game midway through the third period, right? So in that respect to them, they took full advantage of their opportunity, right?
And that's what you got to give them credit. And we talked about that this morning. We had a little meeting, and it's how you handle adversity or you handle success in a very short amount of time. You don't have time to cry over it, and you don't have time to celebrate. You have to get right back and get focused again and go at it. And as I said, it was. I don't want to complain about it, but as I said, I think they gave them an advantage, and as Whitey just said, they took advantage of it, and so that's what happened. And as I said, we fought to the end, but unfortunately, you got to try and a couple people have asked me, like, you pulled the goalie, and we was 3-1, and then why would you pull the goalie again? And if you don't give yourself an opportunity, nothing's going to happen. And I'll be honest with you, in another year, someone's going to say, well, geez, you lost to Columbus. What was the score? All they know is we lost. And nobody cares if it was 4-1 or 2-1. We lost. And so you might as well give yourself every opportunity to win. And these guys deserve it. They've worked their tails off for almost 6 months. If you don't give them an opportunity to be successful, it might not work. But if you don't give them that opportunity, they'll never know what's happened.
Well, so you guys drop game one. You get the travel day. You get back home, playing for your lives on home ice there in game two on Friday night. Friday night, it seemed like, again, there was just a little bit of a feeling out process, but you get through the first 20 minutes scoreless. Second period, you guys get on the board, and it really just seemed like the floodgates open from there.
Well, the coach was really nice and gave the boys Thursday off. I think I had to cancel practice, but no one's ever thanked me yet. I've yet to hear a thank you for that one. But so we gave them Thursday off. But no, again, it's how you respond.
Were you looking for a thank you there?
Little one.
Okay.
A little. So, but we, and every team is different. We know. We had that on Friday. We had a little skate, and the boys came out storming and what I liked, again, you and I've talked about it. We started off, and we just kind of kept getting better and better. And as I said, I thought we played a heck of a hockey game on Friday.
Friday, you guys really were never in danger in that game. I want to say they had that goal overturned in the first period, but other than that, it seemed like their chances, they weren't coming all that well, and it really seemed like you guys just, once you got that first one too, you guys just took control.
Well, I think that when they disallowed the goal there, from what it was hard to see. I got glasses and I still couldn't see it. There was in the replay. That's how fast it was.
Gotta get your schnapps glasses.
But I think that kind of gave us a little bit of a wake-up call, which was good. But I didn't mind our game there, but a little bit of a wake-up call. And as I said, we just started getting better and better as the game went on. And I thought we played very well all over the ice. As you say, we didn't give them a whole lot. And as I said, watching the game, as you just said, it was. I think we're in command, but again, in playoffs, you never know, and so it was right down to the very the last few minutes. Again, and as I said, I liked it.
Yeah, I think it's no secret that and we talked about this before we even got here. We're not a good first period team, so it is a feeling out for us. But I also feel as though it's like we just need to come out of the gate a little bit stronger versus like how we are, because obviously Binghamton's a good team. So we have to kind of figure out, why is that happening, and if we could do that and limit our mistakes and limit their chances, and that'll help us in the long run, I think, in this series. So.
Well, it turned out all right there on Friday evening. You guys were able to pick up a 4-1 victory. Mario saved 34 out of 35. You went back to Mario there for Game 2 after the Game 1 loss. What was the factors in that decision?
Well, we're getting that time of the year where, we did it over the year a couple of times. One time I ran with Boris. One time I ran with Mario, and now we're in the playoffs, and I got interviewed today, and I'm very fortunate. And I've said this a million times this year that we got two good goaltenders, but sometimes you just kind of got to go with the guy. You gave him an opportunity. I can't blame him on the loss. I thought he played well. And he gave us a chance, and so I went with him on Friday, and I thought he played great on Friday, and which wasn't surprising. And this is playoff hockey, so if we have to go to Boris, and trust me, that's the one great thing, as I said, like if I have to pull the plug, then it's not like, well, geez, I don't know if this guy can do the job. I'm very confident in that, and but we're going to go with Mario on Friday, and we'll see what happens after that.
Yeah, Mario's been good, and he's gotten his confidence back, right? Like he's just the player that he has been for a while now. So it's good to see that he's back to his game. He's obviously been here, and he wants to prove a point, right? And we've talked about it, and he is the best goalie in this league, no matter what the stats say. And I think that this is just part of the reason why he came back here in general, is to help us try to win a championship.
We had to win Game 3 to get to the championship over the weekend. We've touched on it so far. We'll get into Game 3 against Columbus coming up on the other side of this timeout here on the Coach Harry Show from Little Italy.
Finish strong. Start here. Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist.
We're back here on the Coach Harry Show here from Little Italy. Just got into game 1 and 2 against the Columbus River Dragons in the Continental Division Final. We get into the all-deciding game 3 on Saturday night. Another classic between Carolina and Columbus. Coach, you were part of this game last year. Going into it again here this year, just what was your overall mood, feeling going into Game 3?
Well, I knew it was going to be tight, and it was going to be a situation where nobody wanted to make a mistake, so I kind of knew it was going to be pretty tight. Did I think they were going to come out and score in the first shift? No, I didn't think that was going to happen. Let's just say I think it might have been a wake-up call for us, and it might have been I don't want to say detriment to them, but all of a sudden I think everybody kind of settled in right then. And then the rest of the game really kind of played out the way I thought it was going to. I didn't know, as we talked earlier, I didn't know we were going to go to double overtime. But again, I knew it was going to be a hard-fought game, and nothing surprised me that night. I thought there was the action was unbelievable. The goaltending, both sides, I thought made some great saves. Both teams had some great chances. I was talking about our team. I think everybody had a real good game. I don't think anybody played bad. And as I said, on both sides. So it wasn't like, well, geez, when this guy's out here, maybe we can take advantage of it. I just thought it was a great game from top to bottom. And it's not surprising that it did go into overtime. And probably rightfully so. Two good teams, the way they battled. And after 3 years of kicking each other as hard as you can, it's kind of apropos that you go to overtime. So
yeah, that's the OG rivalry too, right? So not surprised at all. Like obviously Blue Ridge is a rivalry kind of now, but this is like the original. Even when I was down here, like it was always smash mouth kind of hockey. So like he said, not surprised at all that we somehow managed to make it a 2 overtime game. But no, it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Well, that goal there, 24 seconds in from them, is that almost just scoring a little bit too fast? Like, yeah, you go up 1-0, but you guys had to score anyway to win the game. So does that goal not matter, but was it one of those things where it was like, all right, that happened, now let's go?
Well, from a coach's standpoint, you would hope that would propel you to, go and get another one pretty fast. But sometimes that doesn't always happen, especially in that type of game. And so for us, sometimes, and we've talked about it, like sometimes we've scored early like that, and then we kind of dip a little bit. So it depends on that team or how you feel. But as I said, from their coach's standpoint, I think he was hoping that, well, geez, we got one. If we can get 2 here quickly, that's going to really put them on their heels, and then we can play a certain way. So, but it didn't happen, and we responded.
I think it's better that they did score when they did, because then obviously, like, you kind of do have to get in the game a lot quicker than you think you need to, right? So, and credit to our Czech line, who's been really good this postseason. So, I mean, did it suck? Yeah, 100%. But I'd rather happen 24 seconds in than,
24 seconds left.
Yeah.
Because now you can't respond.
Yeah.
And
they scored late, but I mean, we were already up, so it's kind of like, okay, it is what it is, but at least we were still giving ourselves a chance, rather than, like you said, at the end of the game with 24 seconds, and we haven't been good with the pulled goalie, clearly. So.
Well, Zach, you brought up the Czech line. Coach, I was going to ask you about that. Jan ended up tying the game in the second period, but the Czech line this postseason compared to last. I mean, last year they were quiet in the playoffs last year. This year, though, they've really been some of the catalysts for your side. What have you seen from them? That's obviously they're all 3 great players, but what have you seen here over these 5 or 6 games that has been clicking for them?
Well, I think first of all, I think the 2 of them are healthy. Last year, Panny came back. I think we played playoffs.
Yeah.
That was his first game after 2 months off or more than that. Sally was hurting his knee. He wasn't in good shape. And as I said, they battled hard. And then Pesci, I think Pesci played so much hockey last year that I think I was tired watching him. Like, he played so much. And so to their credit, I think they're all healthy. They play, and all they're doing is really playing the way they can play. I don't think it's like, well, geez, where did that come from? That's the way they play, and they play like that when they play together, and that's the way they've played. And it's funny that you mentioned that about them being playing very well. We've talked about it. Keeley, Boots, Baker, all these guys have all, and Schnappe, they've all stepped in. And if you look at our scoring this year, last year we had one guy at the top, and then there was a big lull. And now this year we got a bunch of guys all tight. So and that's what it's going to take. One night. Nate Keeley's going to score the winner, or Whitey, or that. It doesn't matter what line you're on. We need something from everybody, and if we get that, then that's going to make us even better.
And credit to Pesci too, obviously playing some D, right? It's hard to play Rover, and he'll go up and back every once in a while, and so it's a big addition to our team as well. So just being able to have that forward and D effectively is. It's big for our team, clearly, so it's been working.
Well, you talk about getting scoring really from everywhere. You go to the goal that made it 2-1. Schnapp's able to pick a pass off. He walks in. Babin makes the save, but the rebound comes right to James Farmer, who's able to tap it home and give you guys a 2-1 lead. Farmer with 2 playoff goals, both coming in Game 3 against Columbus. Last year he tied it, this year gave you the lead, but a great effort there from number 6, and a nice shot by Farmer finishing it off.
Well, their coach after told me, he said, if we get this position next year, that he doesn't want Farmer or 40 to play in the third game. and I said, no, they're going to have to play. So, yeah, it was a great play. Schnappe took a great shot. We do it, I don't want to say every day, but pretty close. We do 2-on-1s, and took a great shot. And Farmer was coming down the pike and rifled it home. So big goal for him, big goal for us, and as I said, it gave us a great opportunity to do something that game.
Well, they end up tying it. J-Mac with a shot falls behind Mario. Moore was there, a couple other bodies. They are able to push it across, tie the game. You go to overtime now, and they get an early power play in overtime. It was Nate that was called for a boarding call. So your guys' penalty kill got tested, and there was a chance there. Nolan Slahetka could have ended it, but Jacob Schnapp able to make a big block, clear the zone. Just Coach, when you got him back, he's always been a big part of your penalty kill, but there he might have been a season saver right there.
Yeah, well, that's. He's come up big. I remember last year, even in the final there, he blocks a lot of shots. He's done a great job for us. Actually, our penalty killing from top to bottom has been good. We've killed off a lot of penalties, but Schnappe's done a great job. That's one of his fortes, and he gets a lot of opportunities to do that. And as I said, it's not surprising the way he blocks shots and the way he does certain things. As I said, he takes a lot of pride in that, and he's ran with the ball.
Seemed like in that first overtime, you guys got more opportunities. In that second overtime, though, it seemed like Columbus got more opportunities, but Mario had to make a few big saves. Do you feel that same way, or do you look at it a little differently?
That might have been it. I just thought it was kind of both ways. I don't know if one period was even just kind of watching it. As I said, I think they got that power play, and it kind of took, I don't want to say the wind of our sails, but I think we had to bone up to kill that off. But no, as I said, I just thought both teams had opportunities maybe to shut the door early or during the game there and in overtime. But as I said, I didn't know if they were any time that they had maybe more opportunities or us had more opportunities. As I said, we had a couple, but unfortunately things took a long time before it was ended.
I felt like it wasn't even like, all right, when are they going to score? It was always like, when are we going to score? Because it felt like we were dominating them. Maybe there was like 3 or 4 times when I thought maybe they had a good opportunity, but it was more so from like at least my perspective, or I don't know if it was a player's perspective. It was like, okay, like we got this. Like, when is it going to finally fall? And then luckily, like I said, Ford just comes down, perfect shot, and ends up winning it for us, which is unreal. So I don't know if it was them dominating in the second overtime, but it felt like, all right, when are we going to do this versus like, oh God, like kind of on our heels the whole entire time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think that in overtime, I don't think there was a time where I was like, you know, we're in trouble.
They had chances, but I don't think they were like unsustainable chances. Yeah. And like I feel like we still had a good amount of opportunities to score, and it was like, okay, when is it going to happen? You know what I mean?
And a lot of their plays are off the rush, and so a lot of it was going down, boom, quick hit. And then I think the one of the differences in the games was we established more of end zone time, and most of their chances were off a rush, and so it was more down. They're going down, they make a quick shot, boom, boom, we go back down, and I think we did a pretty good job on cycling the puck a few times and getting maybe a couple more opportunities. But as I said, there wasn't a time during overtime that I was saying, oh boy, you know, like we can't handle this and we can't do that. I still felt good all the way through it.
Now Gus, he wins it. I mean, just a perfect shot there, Zach, like you said. Place goes nuts. You guys go nuts. Just what was that being on the ice to see that? What was that feeling? How do you think that play developed? Gagnon made a nice pass, but just when that puck went in, what was that feeling like?
I mean, I was exhausted. So I was so happy. I remember just being in intermission after the first overtime. I was laying down on the ground like with a fan on my head. I was like, I just need somebody to finish this. Like, just so tired, but. Huge sigh of relief, a lot of weight off your shoulders, right? Like obviously it's a stressful environment to be in, but just pure joy, like the highest of highs that I've ever encountered in my playing career. I've never even been in a double overtime before in my life, so it was unbelievable. Like I remember screaming, and I was just so excited to finally at least have a chance at a championship. So it was really awesome.
I didn't see the goal.
Really?
No, I was actually, because we were making a change and, watching who's going to go next too. And so I was looking down like this, and all of a sudden the crowd went crazy. And I thought maybe something else happened. I thought maybe, because I knew 40 was by himself, I thought maybe they tackled him or they did something. But all of a sudden, and I don't even know, it was one of the trainers gave me a big hug, and I looked like this, and the boys were off the bench already. So I had to go into my office and see the goal and watch it again. So I didn't actually see it until probably about an hour after the game was over. So, but great experience. The guys were happy, and as I said, it's always nice that shake when you handshake with the other team. It's a great tradition in hockey, and it's really nice being on the other side. That other side is tough. And as I said, two great teams. But I was pretty excited that I was on that side, okay, and I wasn't on the other side. So I give the guys credit, and, we're on to where we
Finals for the third year in a row. Game 1, 5 on Friday at the Fairgrounds Arena. Tickets are available on Ticketmaster.com and at the Fairgrounds Arena box office. Well, we'll run into a timeout. We got some questions for Mr. Zach White and also a couple for Coach as well coming up on the other side of this timeout here on the Coach Harry Show.
Gwin Services has been serving North Carolina for over 50 years, ensuring the safety and comfort of our customers' homes. We take pride in bringing together the best electricians, plumbers, and heating and cooling technicians to bring convenience and unbeatable value to our customers. Life can be hectic. What better way to simplify than to have one company you trust to take care of all of your home's repair needs? Since 1972, integrity and customer satisfaction have been at the heart of everything we do. We are proud to have built a name our neighbors trust, one that provides peace of mind and a service that can be relied on, today, tomorrow, and for years to come. Thank you for trusting Gwin Services with your home. We are proud to stand behind the work we do every single day to serve our friends and neighbors here in North Carolina. We are Gwin Services. One call does it all.
Maple Chase Golf and Country Club offers the best in recreational amenities in the Triad. Come enjoy a meal at the Pinebrook Bar and Grill, relax by our pool and cabana, and gear up at the Pro Shop while sharpening your skills on our 9,000 square foot putting green, and play around on our 18-hole Ellis Maples Design Championship Golf Course. You can find out more at maplechasecc.com. That's maplechasecc.com.
For over 85 years, Mustin and Crutchfield has been more than just a local market. We've been a proud part of North Carolina's heritage. When our founders started in 1938, they sourced meats from local farmers and groceries from small companies. Finding a way to stay competitive in this market has been a challenge through the years. Luckily, there are a lot of entrepreneurs, and now we have close to 50 local vendors that we feature. We're proud to partner with the Carolina Thunderbirds as a local sponsor, celebrating community values both on and off the ice. Mustin and Crutchfield, your hometown local grocer.
Back here on the Coach Harry Show here from Little Italy and Roll Hall. Getting into the back half of our program here tonight. Brendan Reilly, the head coach, Steve Harrison, and forward Zach White with you. It's time to get into the questions from the crowd here this evening. You guys ready?
Yes.
Yeah, let's do it. Coach, there's only one for you here tonight, so we'll get this one out of the way.
Okay.
Well, you're seeing Binghamton here in the Commissioner's Cup Finals. Do you have any trick plays planned for them, maybe like the Flying V?
We don't have the Flying V. I don't know if we're going to do that one. You know what? I think, this series is, I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be two great teams. And I'm really confident in my team to play the way they can play. They've had a great season. I have the utmost respect. I'm so proud of them that if they play the way they can play, they're going to give us a chance to be successful. And it's just a matter now of going out there and doing something. You buy a new bike, and it just doesn't mean you're going to go faster. We're going to have to work at this. And if we do, we work and play the way we can play, then that's all you can ask for. And if I have to bring out the Flying V or McNasty or something like that in the last couple games, we might have to do that. So, but no trick plays. As I said, we're pretty transparent on how we're going to play. It's just a matter of doing it the right way.
Well, that should be fun coming up here. We'll talk more about that in just a little bit. But Zach, we got about 7 or 8 questions for you.
Beautiful.
Yeah. First one, why do you always wait until the clock expires before leaving the ice during warm-ups?
Fantastic question. Wish I could answer. I have no idea. Just something I've always done. I like being the last one on the ice. I like that Roman started kind of sticking around for a little bit, get some extra passes in. No rhyme or reason, just something that I've always done. So.
He's driven the coach a little crazy a couple times.
I have gotten a few penalties.
When he's gone over the limit, and I think he just wants to push the button a little.
I did draw one in, though. I drew one, so I only got one penalty that hurt us in Athens. But besides that, I don't know. But I am mindful now of the clock.
Yeah.
So.
What's your favorite thing about North Carolina?
The weather is pretty good for the most part. Just everybody's very nice down here compared to being in Connecticut, where everyone's kind of rude and inconsiderate. So, yeah. But no, it's good. It's fun. I like it here.
What's your favorite pregame meal?
Pregame meal. Been doing Chipotle for a while. Probably like day before, if I had a choice, maybe steak, somewhere good steak. Been going to Longhorns, pretty good. So,
what's the Chipotle order?
Brown rice, pinto beans, chicken, pico, corn, lettuce. Did I say cheese?
You did not.
And cheese.
Cheese.
I'm a pretty simple guy, I guess you could say.
You're not going queso like Boots?
I don't need soup, so I feel like they just kind of like dump it in there when you get it. So.
Do you have any superstitions?
Yeah, I puck my stick with the same puck since I scored my first goal in high school. So if you look at it, it's like the logo is like really worn off it, and on the other side it's like very rounded out. And people ask if they could use it, and I tell them no. No, you can't use that. I'll find you another puck, but you're not using this one. So,
Yeah.
And then I do a little like hand-eye and wrist like kind of warm up before each game. Some people don't understand that I'm trying to do that, and they talk to me. But besides that, those are probably my only real superstitions. I kind of dial it down.
Yeah.
So.
Coach,
We don't have enough time for me to go into all mine.
Well, it's a good thing nobody asked, right?
But no, I do. Everything. I don't know what's superstitious, but I just do everything the same. You know, I go in and see these guys at the same time. I drive to the same way, going to the rink every day. I just, as I said, for the games, it's just everything's been the same, and it's hard to change. When you get into a role or you do certain things, as I said, it's hard to change.
Bathroom at 5, always 5 minutes left on the clock. That's when we know it's time to dial it in. So,
Zach, what's your favorite thing to do when you aren't playing hockey?
Been going to a lot of NASCAR races.
Yeah.
Very fun. I do like to golf. Golf is fun. Haven't gone out yet, but just kind of wait until the season's over probably to do that. So,
Coach, you golf lately?
Apparently, someone got 9 holes in today. So yeah, someone snuck out for a couple hours, and it was just nice to get away. And I'd like to say I didn't think about hockey. That's all we talked about. So, but it was just nice to talk about something other than what's going on with us. It was just about the league and things like that. So it was really enjoyable.
Speaking of the league, Zach, who's your favorite team to play in the league?
I don't know. I haven't played everybody. Probably playing Danbury would have been cool because it's close to home. But I do like playing against Columbus. It's a good rivalry, and that's kind of like where my career started here. So obviously I always want to beat them, and probably one of my best games I ever played in a long time was when we came back and we almost won. So probably Columbus. It's just a good matchup, and it's always, like I said, a lot of fun, and starting to get to know a lot of those guys. Just a bunch of good guys. They play hard, and everything happens on the ice, and then after, you're still friends or whatever. So it's cool. It's just like a cool experience to have down here.
What's your favorite thing then about hockey?
Scoring goals is awesome. But I don't know, the camaraderie, like getting to meet a lot of new people that I never thought I'd meet. People from France who I still talk to today. People from Canada, all over the world, right? Even in college, I played against and played with guys from almost every country there could be. So it's just, I don't know, it's a cool experience. I never thought I'd even play in France. So just things like that make me really enjoy the game, because I never thought I'd be able to do stuff like that.
Yeah. One more question for you. What's your pet's name?
I don't technically have a pet, but I do live with a dog named Kensington, so that would probably be my favorite pet.
Well, and what type of dog is Kensington?
Cane Corso.
How big is it?
It's huge.
Huge.
It's probably bigger than me. So she's good. She's funny. What? Well, probably, yeah. I'm just a baby, so it's okay.
Well, that's all the questions we got for you, Zach.
That wasn't too bad.
No,
I thought it was going to be a lot worse.
No, not at all. But Thunderbirds do have the Binghamton Black Bears coming up here this weekend in the Commissioners Cup Finals. We'll take a look at the finals coming up on the other side of this time out here on the Coach Harry Show.
Whitey, what are you doing? We got to go.
Dude, what do I do with my dog?
Oh, just take him to the pet barn. For reasonable prices on grooming, boarding, and dog daycare, choose the Pet Barn, located at 7844 Blues Creek Road in Blues Creek. The Pet Barn, proud partners of the Carolina Thunderbirds.
When it comes to performance, speed matters, just like on the ice. Introducing same-day dental crowns right here at Twin Oaks Dentistry. With cutting-edge technology, we craft crowns on site, eliminating the need for temporaries. As proud sponsors of the Carolina Thunderbirds, we understand the need for top-notch performance. We're more than just dental care. We're your partners in achieving your best smile.
Introducing Flow Rewards, the exclusive rewards program for Flow Automotive customers. With Flow Rewards, every vehicle purchase and service visit earns you points towards future maintenance on your vehicle. To start earning and redeeming Flow Rewards points, download Flow Garage, make an account, and add your vehicle. If your account is already set up with your vehicle, you'll start earning rewards points automatically. Add family members to your household to earn Flow Rewards points together. Don't miss out. Download the Flow Garage app to start earning Flow Rewards points with your next service visit or vehicle purchase.
Get into the swing of things at Tee It Up Indoors. Offering 3 simulators, over 11,000 virtual courses, lessons, club fittings, and a variety of snacks and beverages, Tee It Up Indoors is the place to go and work on your game. Call us at 336-285-7823 or visit our website at teeitupindoors.net.
Back here on the Coach Harry Show, getting into our final 2 segments of the program this evening. Brendan Reilly, the head coach, Steve Harrison, and forward Zach White with you here on Carolina Thunderbirds TV. Well, guys, here we go. Carolina, Binghamton, 5 games, best of 5 series. Coach, we were in the same spot last year. We know what happened last year. This year, though, it seems like there's a little bit of a different feel. There's a little bit of a different vibe going into this series for your side. I can't put my finger on it, but it just seems like this year there seems to be a lot more just going into the series.
Well, I think we have a lot more confidence. Last year, I believe the series, I don't think we were as healthy as we are, and that's one of the things we've talked about probably the last 4 or 5 weeks here when people have asked questions. We wanted to make sure that we're going to go in as healthy as we can go in and fresh. And I think the series against Columbus, the way it was last year, we played Friday there or Friday here and then got on the bus and went there. And I think it was a lot more of and I'm not saying it wasn't emotional this weekend, but I think last year it was a really, really emotional time for us. And we had to pull, you go to overtime the first night and then, it was like, we got through that one. And then you go to double overtime the next night. And I think after that series there, not being as healthy as we were, as we talked about certain guys, I think we're going in with a lot more confidence this year. I think we've got a couple different parts to us this year that we didn't have last year, and I think we coming in with just a different approach. I think they're going to look at us, and we're not going to be the team that was there last year. We're a lot different team. And I really like it. So as I said, I think we're going to put our best foot forward and give ourselves a real good chance.
Zach, first playoffs for you now, first finals for you. When it's about to drop the puck there Friday night, how do you think you'll be feeling going into Game 1?
I'm pretty excited. I have finally started to feel like that love of the game again, and maybe that was just because I've been in the same routine of you play. At the time I was playing 70-something games, and then I knew my season was over. Versus now it's like, okay, there's something here. Like there's an opportunity to win something here for the first time in my career. So, the tingles there, the love for the game's there, the enjoyment's there again. So, it's really fun. I think we have a good group of guys that, are going to battle and work hard, especially, losing the last 2 years. And everybody kind of has something to prove. And ultimately, that's why I came back, because I wanted to be part of something like this. And it's a good, special group. So.
Well, this Binghamton side, they come in as they won the regular season. You guys only saw them once, right. And it was arguably the best game in the league all year long. 1-0 in favor of them, but it's just 2 very highly skilled hockey teams. What do they do? What do they do that allows them to have so much success?
Well, the one thing is, it's going to be brought up tomorrow, and we've kind of brought it up tonight about, the first 10 minutes. That's kind of their forte. They like to jump out early, feel good about themselves, and get rolling. And we're going to have to be ready on Friday night. And Falls last year is that it took us a little bit of time together. If you take away those first 2 periods last year of game 1 and game 2, we outplayed them. And I thought even the game in their barn there, I thought we had a heck of a hockey game. So saying all that, but that's one of their strong suits. And they're going to come at us. It's going to be a 60-minute battle. And as I said earlier, if we're not ready for the fight of our lives, then it's going to be a long or very short series. So we've got a battle, and as I said, if we do, then I feel very, very confident that that we're going to give ourselves a chance, and if we get some breaks, and that's what it's going to be. It's going to be who gives themselves a break, or when they do have an opportunity, score. And when you have a chance or to not get scored on, who makes that play? And as I said, it's going to come down to that. But I feel great about where we're at and where we're going to on Friday. How big are these first 2 games in this series? Well, I mean, would it be nice to go into Binghamton with 2-0 lead? No problem. But again, if we lose 2, it's going to be a hard road, and there's no question about it. To go into Binghamton to win 3 in a row, nobody in the world thought we were going to win 2 in Columbus. So to go into Binghamton to win 3, there's a chance. But so we need, as I said, we've got to get as many W's in our under our belt as we can here, and then when we get to Binghamton, we'll figure that out. We'll figure that out indeed. Game 1, Friday night, 7:35 at the Fairgrounds Arena. Game 2 on Saturday at 6:05. Make sure to come out and pack out the Fairgrounds Arena. I know these guys would definitely appreciate all the support coming up here this weekend for the Commissioner's Cup Finals. We're on to our final timeout of the evening and wrap up the Coach Harry Show after this here from Little Italy.
Avis Cupcakes is once again a proud sponsor of the 24-25 Carolina Thunderbirds. And just like the Birds, they are a true fan favorite. Weddings, events, corporate, and more. Avis Cupcakes help you score and score. When the Birds are playing either home or away, stop by Avis and make your day. Win or lose, you'll cheer the same. Avis treats will sweeten every game.
Flo Cadillac is a proud sponsor of the Carolina Thunderbirds. Visit 1400 South Stratford Road for a free test drive. Or go online to flowcadillac.com to schedule a sales or service appointment.
Looking to exceed your real estate expectations? Meet Jennifer Sapp, passionate about real estate. Jennifer works with all clients because regardless of property value, every transaction is important to you, and that matters to her. She's been a proud sponsor of the Carolina Thunderbirds, supporting the community she loves. A consistent top producer, she's been helping people buy and renovate homes into their dream spaces. Call 336-782-3148 or visit jennifersapp.allentate.com.
Finish strong. Start here. Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist.
Back here on the Coach Harry Show one final time this evening from Little Italy. Brendan Reilly, the head coach, Steve Harrison, and forward Zach White with you. Guys, here we go. 5 games left in the season. Best of 5 here coming up against Binghamton. But games 1 and 2 this weekend. Coach, any final thoughts before we get out of here tonight?
Well, I'm really excited about Friday night. This is, and I told the guys this morning, this is the time, and you got to enjoy it. Let the ride go. Enjoy the moment, because for some guys, and a lot, this might be the only time. And just being with the guys together, like this, there's a special moment with the guys right now that we have, our 20 guys or 21 guys, that you'll never have in most other parts of life. Like the camaraderie, what's going on with everybody like that, and it's an experience of a lifetime. And I've been very fortunate to be in that situation quite a few times, but it never grows old. And last weekend with the fans, Sweet Caroline being on like that, I think the guys are raring to go for Friday night to hear that song. And as I said, I hope they take the moment to enjoy it and embrace it.
Zach, thank you so much for coming on again here this week. Do you have anything else before we head out?
No, it's been a pleasure. We're doing a jersey off the back raffle on Friday, so I'll be signing this after we're done here. So make sure you get to the game on Friday.
It'll be good. Like as I said, even the crowd the other night, I'm not sure the amount there. It wasn't as like our normal crowd, but as I said, when I walked on the ice, I thought there was about 5,000 people there the way they were cheering. So come on out, and it should be a great experience Friday, Saturday.
Tickets are available on Ticketmaster. Also, we have a special deal going that it's 50% off for kids 12 and under with a purchase of an adult ticket. That offer is only available in person at the Fairgrounds Arena box office. That's not available on Ticketmaster. But 7:35, Game 1 on Friday, 6:05 for Game 2 on Saturday. Be there. These guys would love the support. I know everyone would want to be there as well, cheer on the Thunderbirds. Hopefully a couple of wins here this weekend. But guys, thank you so much for coming out and joining us here tonight.
Great crowd again.
Yeah.
Yep. Thanks for coming.
Thank you, everyone, for coming out.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you to Little Italy as well for having us all season long as well. One more Coach Harry show next week at Earl. So that does it for us here tonight. We'll talk to you for Game 1 on Friday evening.